Okay, here's an example of a good trade from Friday, which was a challenging day. But the Apple Lottos that we found were actually really damn good. So here's the market backdrop. We've got SPY in this big, giant, disgusting range all day. And as we look up through here, the 10P is following it reasonably well. So we've just finished this long compression near the end of the day, and we've got a bull cross. We've got a bull cross right through here. So the potential of some buying at the end of the day and a market rally is pretty high. And that's because SPY is still generally in its uptrend. It's green for the day. And these types of sort of like contracting volatility days will either break to the upside or the downside, especially at the end of the day. And this thing might retrace back down and fake you out or whatever, but you can really capture that initial move because that's a pretty big pop out of that sort of, what do you call that, a flag or pennant or something like that? Doesn't matter. Anyways, so we're consolidating through here, compressing a bit, but there's a lot of bottom wicks as well on SPY. So the potential of SPY continuing to go up is really damn good. And it's Friday, which means there's going to be a lot of out of the money options that are extremely close, that are just pure intrinsic value. So there's no more data on them. There's no more implied volatility or anything. It's just all almost just pure price movement. So one of the pro traders, Moo, called out in his Twitter that Apple was very strong, and he was right. So if you look up here at SPY, this is the last big red candle. SPY is kind of starting to come up a little bit. And remember, we have that bull cross, that potential of a breakout out of the wedge pattern. And then if you look at Apple, it's this candle right through here. And then this elevated volume that tells you that Apple has relative strength to the market. Obviously, it's not big on a macro scale. Like you couldn't necessarily use that one candle to tell you to trade this thing overnight or anything, but you can capture a lotto in the last 1 hour. Okay, so this candle right through here was the same height as that candle, whereas this one, this doji, or like this smaller green candle, was not. So there's the relative strength from Apple. And the reason why we chose Apple was because Apple options are extremely liquid, which means you can kind of scalp them. So I grabbed this lotto right here around 17 cents, and then just set a limit sell at double. Some of these things can move a lot more than double, but on a lotto, you probably want to get at least double, because if it doesn't work, you're going to lose 100%. So size smaller and aim for a very big profit target on this thing. So we watched this thing move, and I saw that these two candles were HA candles, and on these, you just kind of wait. And all we needed to do was make sure that Apple broke its downsloping trend line. And if it did, then there was a high potential to be able to sell. So right here on this candle, when Apple broke that downsloping trend line, was when we hit our profit target. And you could see the elevated volume, and you could see the relative strength through here. But it's very slight. If you look very closely, Apple's such a big percentage of the overall market that you don't see necessarily a lot of massive difference in relative strength to this one versus the market. But it's so liquid, it's so tradable, and it's so in sync with the market that when it does have relative strength, it's a really high potential trade. So that's the best trade of Friday. Friday was pretty low probability in general. So I got 100% on this one. Obviously it went a little bit higher, but you can see the crazy volatility in this option. And this is the 165 call, and the 165 level was right here. So I bought it right directly below. If you buy lottos, make sure that whatever you're buying is extremely liquid so you can scalp in and out. The strike price is very, very close to where it's going to be, and it has a lot of relative strength and a high potential of breaking that very soon. That's the trade of Friday.